Where in the Herd is Tiffany, where we talk about travel, lifestyle, and mental health. Follow me on Instagram at Sweet Tiffies, Twitter at Sweet Tiffies, Facebook at Sweet Tiffies Inspirations, the travel blog, tiffany-travels.com, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button.
Clubhouse is where it's at. What is Clubhouse? Clubhouse is a social media app. I know you say, here we go again. We already got Twitter, Facebook, etc. But yes, there's a new one on the scene. So Clubhouse reminds me of a podcast, but in a different way. It reminds me of a podcast / radio show, but the difference is you actually get a chance to talk back with people. It's an all audio app, so for those people that like to text, there's no texting. So the people that love to talk on the phone to their friends and family, this may be the perfect app for you. So it is a fairly new app. As a matter of fact, it's still in beta testing, which means it hasn't been released to the public. Officially, I think it releases maybe next year in April of 2021. So right now they're just testing it out, but I think it's going way better than they expected it to go. So they're going to have to do a lot of work to keep up with the demand so far. So people ask, well, how do I get to be a part of it? Can I just download it? What do I do? So unfortunately, you have to be invited, and you cannot have an Android. So this is for iPhone users only. I do know that if you have an iPad and it's connected with the number, you should be able to use it. But I'm so sorry for those Android users. This is not the app for you. I think they plan to come out with a version of the Android, but right now it's just not available. So I got in because somebody invited me in. Shout out to Ty. I got an invite for her, which then made me be eligible to give one invite to somebody else. So everybody basically starts off with one invite. But what I have come to find out is that there has been a little bit of a trick to get past this one invite thing. So if you go ahead and download the app and fill out the little form, if your friends see that you are on the app and you're waiting to be let in, you can let people in. It doesn't work all the time. I've seen it about 3 times on my profile on Clubhouse where it says, hey, this person is like waiting, would you like to invite them in? So I've seen that a couple of times. So that is the way to get around it. Also, I noticed the more people that you friend on Clubhouse, then you get extra invites. So I actually have a couple invites. I'm trying to figure out how to give them away. People are actually selling them online. It's not something that I want to do. I don't want to sell anything to anybody, but I do want to make sure that it's beneficial since these are hot commodities. So if I give out invites, it'll maybe something like subscribe to my channel or watch a video or subscribe to the blog. But yes, I do have some extra invites, just figuring out how am I going to divvy them out. Okay, so let's say I invited you in, you're into the app. What do you do first when you get on this app? So the first thing that you do is you choose a profile picture. So make sure that your profile picture is clear. I don't want to see no blurriness. I don't want to see nothing in the background. Please don't choose one with multiple people. It's a small little picture, so make sure you choose the correct one, and I will show you up above. I'll put the picture of what my profile picture looks like. And I figure it's a pretty good profile pic because when I go into certain rooms, I get a lot of compliments on the particular picture. The next thing that you want to make sure you do is you want to make sure that your profile is popping, okay? And when I say your profile is popping, what you're doing is Clubhouse is a networking app, so you want your profile to showcase what you do. So in my profile, I have that I'm a travel blogger, that I'm a travel vlogger. I have the YouTube channel name. I also talk about my background as a social worker and how I love to act. So when people come to my page, they know exactly who I am and what I'm talking about. So when I first got on the app, I had a hard time figuring out how to do my bio. And so when I went into one of the rooms, they explained if you have an iPhone, you can go to your notes section, type out your bio how you want to type it, and then just paste and copy into the profile section so that way your bio looks nice and neat. So remember, the bio has to be popping and it has to automatically let people know what you are about and what you do. Also, you can connect your Twitter account and your Instagram account. I have Instagram and Twitter. I'm not really on Twitter as much, but I still think it's very important that you have that Instagram linked. And the reason being is because remember I told you in the beginning, this is a talking app. So people cannot instant message you. They have to actually go to your Instagram to send you a DM. So that's why it's super important. So if you don't have an Instagram and you want to get on Clubhouse, I highly recommend getting the Instagram. And another thing, people actually check out your Instagram to see who you are as well, because the app is very limited. Remember, you only have your bio and you only have your profile picture. So that's another way that people look at you, is by your Instagram profile. Okay. Put your location and put like keywords in. So I'm from LA, so I put Los Angeles so that when other people are looking for people that live in Los Angeles, that'll automatically be like a word that's searchable as well. Make sure you are putting your Cash App in the bio. So I thought that was weird. I don't want to be asking for money, but actually it's something that you do on Clubhouse, because let's say you're a moderator, you're dropping gems. Like people say, hey sis, can I bless your Cash App? Or some people, they're giving out money on Clubhouse in certain rooms. They're playing game shows where they're giving away a cash prize. So that's why it's good to put your Cash App, because that's an easy way for people to pay you. Your profile pic, and now that you have your bio up, you're going to see like a party hat on your profile picture. And that party hat just simply means that you're a newbie, and that I think the party hat is there for like 1 week, so it doesn't do anything. It just alerts people to let you know that you are new to the app. And then if you have nice friends or whatever, people that's already on the app, they do something called the welcome room. So basically they would create a room and say, hey, welcome Tiffany, this is her first time here, and then you can have a room like that. I never had a welcome room, but I know that it's something that people do for newbies that come on the app. This how to navigate Clubhouse, okay? So there are clubs and there are houses, okay? So the house, you'll see a house if it has like a green house on there. So that's how you know that it's a house, okay? And then you have a room. So you can have a room without having a house. To have a house, you actually have to apply, like literally submit an application to have a house. So I've seen like a Black Traveler's house or Pico's house, right? And then under that is the rooms, okay? And there's something called the hallway. So the hallway is like where you're scrolling the rooms. That would be considered being in the hallway. And then when you step into a room, that's a room. The rooms range from like all types of topics, okay? There's connecting room, Black Traveler's room. One day I was in a room with TD Jakes. Then I went to the prayer room. Then I went to how to get a sugar daddy in ATL, how to make a profit, make $100,000 in a year. It was like just praying in there. When you just need to talk about God or talk about spirituality, like that's there for you as well. Another one of my favorite rooms was, it was called the Love Bomb Room. So basically you go into the room and you give compliments to 4 other people. Like soon as I walked in, they gave me like a compliment on my profile picture. And I was like, I think I really needed that. I've been in matchmaking rooms where people have came up and said what they're looking for, able to scan the audience and then bring somebody up, and then they were able to talk for like a minute, and then they were sent off to have a private room and to come back and report. I've been in rooms about basketball, they're talking about sex, they're talking about plus size, they're talking about dating. Like, when I tell you there is a gamut of rooms, so like I said, if you don't see something on this app, I'm surprised. And if you find it interesting, or if you can literally put, y'all, hey, I'm up, it's 12 midnight, I want to talk, let's talk. Do know that some of the rooms can get very messy. I've seen rooms where they're talking about different celebrities, and it just gets, stuff can get really messy, and then they'll create another room talking about the mess that was created in a different room. So yeah, it can get very interesting. One of the cool things about the app is, though, like, they did like a whole production of The Lion King, and it was all audio, and it was awesome. Like, because I've seen the movie so many times, I feel like I could definitely walk along and listen to the audio without actually needing the visuals. So they do some really cool stuff. People have gotten cast in parts. People have been offered jobs. People have been offered just like connections. So I feel like take it for what it is. So it can be something that's informational, but it can also be very entertaining. If it's like your first time, your first week, I just highly recommend it. Just jumping from room to room. Stay 20 minutes, 30 minutes just to see what they're talking about, and see what type of knowledge that you can gain from the people that are on the stage. So when you're in these rooms, at the bottom, there will be a hand sign, a mic sign, and I think a plus sign. And so the hand sign is like, let's say they say, hey, does anybody have a question? Let's say I'm in a room where they're talking about YouTube, and I have a question about how to gain followers. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click the hand raising button, and then somebody from the moderator will actually bring me up to the stage, okay? And then once you're on the stage, your mic is going to go off, unmute automatically. So make sure you mute yourself, because usually when they bring you up, somebody else is probably already talking at the same time. So once you get to the top of the stage, they'll say, hey, Tiffany, what do you like to say? You unmute yourself, and then you begin to talk, okay? And then too, while you're on the stage and somebody else is talking, you can click your mic on and off, and that's like a sign of like, yes, I hear you, or yes, I agree with you, or it's something that I totally can relate to as well. So that's kind of like Clubhouse etiquette, or when you see that blinking, that's what people are doing. And then sometimes they will tell you to take yourself back to the audience, or they'll actually put you in the audience as well. When you say, hey, I don't want to listen no more, I'm ready to go to bed, or I just want to move on to something else, there's also a little button at the bottom that says leave quietly. You leave quietly, nobody knows that you left, and then you can go on about your business, okay? Also, I have noticed that, let's say you're in a room, and if you swipe this way, I guess that's to your left, you'll see something that says Zoom on the side. So I guess there's a feature where you and just that other person can have a conversation on your own. And that must be new, because it wasn't there when I first got on the Clubhouse app, okay? So that's another way to connect with people. Okay, so now that you've been in the rooms for a couple while, you checked out some of the hallways, then let's say you say, hey, I think I have the hang of this. I want a moderator room. There's a button at the bottom that says start a room. So you literally, I say it's best to schedule a room. So I did my first room last week. It was about dating, in relation to ghosting and benching and haunting. So what I did was I scheduled the room, and I scheduled the room so that way if anybody's looking through the calendar on the Clubhouse, and that's at the top, you can see what the description is, and then I'll give people the opportunity to say, oh, okay, at 2 o'clock, I know that I want to come on because Tiffany is talking about this particular topic. And although our room was really small, we had a good discussion. So it was great moderating my first room. And then just a little moderation etiquette. I say if you're going to do a room, I think it's good to partner or collaborate with other people, because the more people on your stage, the better. So if I have 5 people, imagine their network, my network, and everybody else's network, so that we can have a full room. Also make sure that you create topics and you create questions, because you don't want silence in the room, because it's like deafening silence, okay? So make sure that you are adequately prepared. I actually think, so I've been in rooms where there have been trolls. So as a moderator, you can send people back down to the stage. I think they're working on a block feature, or maybe just kind of in the new stages. So that's also available as well. So you can refresh the room as a moderator. So refreshing the room, meaning obviously there's people coming in and out of your room. So every 5 to 10 minutes, I would say, hey, this room is about dating. If you would like to come to the stage, raise your hand. So make sure you're letting people know as they are coming into the room and allowing people to talk and speak up about it as well.
So as you can see, that's my bio and my picture. You can see your followers. The next screen is what we would consider the hallway. So as you can see, there's so many different options of topics that you can explore. This is where your activity button is at. You can see where people are following you. They're pinging you into different rooms. And this is your calendar. You can literally schedule different things and see what's coming up for the day. And then this is where your invites are. So I actually have 3 invites available. And this is where you can search for people or search for things. So I put travel. So these are all the people that have travel in their bio. And then lastly at the bottom, that's where you can start a room in my.
So remember that there are so many people on this app, okay? And while they are giving out some great advice, everybody that's on this app is not an expert as they claim to be, okay? So a little bit of story time. I was on the app one night and it was like a room about moderating or asking them to look at your social media account. So I asked them to look at my Instagram, and my question was, hey, I'm at 3,000 followers plus, but I've been stuck at this stage. So how can I grow my Instagram? So I told them that I was a travel blogger and a travel blogger. And so they proceeded to tell me that they felt like my Instagram account did not look like a travel vlogger page or a travel blogger page, and that I should put more travels on there. Mind you, there are travels on my page. And I was cool with their advice till one of the girls told me that I wasn't a travel blogger. And I was like, I was like, the last time I checked, I was a travel blogger with a website. And I've gotten like awards or mentions on other articles for like one of the best solo blogs for 2020 and 2019. So again, I tell you, take everything with a grain of salt, because these people don't know you. This person looked at my Instagram for 2 seconds and she decided to say something that was clearly untrue. So the good thing is that I know who I am and I know what I am. And I told her, I said, no, actually I am a travel blogger. And then she proceeded to turn it around. It was like, oh, I actually really like Clubhouse is great for networking. You can network with producers, CEOs, millionaires. So it's a really good app. Like if you are in the business world or the content creation world or an entrepreneur, or you just want to grow with other people, like this app is like where it's at. And then there's a lot of celebrities on the app. So I'm not a celebrity crazed person, but it is nice. I've been in a room with TD Jakes. I've been in a room with Travis Green. I love, he's a gospel artist. Ava DuVernay. Like, where are these people that you may never meet in person, but you may actually get a chance to talk to them on this app, or ask them a question, or they may be able to give you advice or just give you a compliment or anything like that. So it is a great, great networking tool. If there are any other questions about anything else about Clubhouse, please let me know in the comment section. I really wanted to do this video just simply because it's a new thing and I wanted people to be prepared when they get on the app.